This is the Not Real Estate Podcast. Welcome to the Not Real Estate Podcast. My name is David Miller. I'm your host. And joining me today is Lori Connolly, Director of Business Development for the W Home Group. Lori, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Lori, it's exciting to have you here, talk about real estate, or not real estate, I should say. But it's really cool to see you again because, again, I knew you back in the day.
Yep, yeah, we go way back to the high school days.
I won't put out there like all the craziness that I know about you.
No, please don't.
Actually, you've always been very nice. I don't think there's anything.
That's and I think I've stayed relatively the same. And
me as well. I think that I look exactly the same. I act the same.
You do.
My maturity level. If you ask my family, my maturity level is pretty much
mine is too. Yeah, definitely.
Bad jokes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you moved back to Baltimore when? Because I know you disappeared from Baltimore for a bit.
I did. So I went to Boston for 7 years. I moved back going on 10 years. I moved because my husband is a New England native and a diehard New England sports fan.
I was going to say.
So he wanted to spend a few years up north and just see if I liked it. And I liked it, except for the cold.
Didn't like the winters?
Oh, no. No. But one thing I did learn was how to drive in the snow. So I brought that little nugget back with me.
Can you teach all of us down here?
I can, but...
what are we doing wrong?
It just starts from getting behind the wheel, cleaning that car off.
The right way?
Starts
is there a secret for cleaning the car? Because
there is.
I use my driver's license sometimes.
Yeah, it's probably, you have to be well equipped.
Not the right move. When last name Connolly, when I hear your last name, I want to say it in a Boston accent.
Right. Connolly.
Right. In every movie I've watched with Boston or a show or when I'm up there, people, that name fits a Boston accent.
Right. And it is like a very Boston name. Very
it's awesome.
Irish.
Right. Good for you. So anyway, it's good you got to be up there. But you came back.
I did. I came back because my family is here in Maryland. Although most of them have migrated down south to South Carolina.
Right.
So, but my husband has a lot of family here, ironic enough. We live next door to our cousins, and it's just really, it's great.
That's cool. It's a cool thing about Baltimore.
I love Baltimore. It is Baltimore.
Right.
I came back, and it was like things didn't change.
And so you came back down, and then right away you went into real estate, or you did other things
No,
before?
So I came back down, and I worked in the automotive business, but pretty much my entire career. I was the marketing director for several dealer groups in Massachusetts, Maryland, and 9 months ago, the dealer group that I was working for said, we're selling to a big company, and I don't know if you're going to make the cut.
Right.
And at that point, I was getting a little burnt out of the business itself, and I said, okay, well, maybe this is time to really explore a new opportunity. So I got a text on a random day in the midst of job searching, and it was from Kelly Shuett, who is the associate broker for W Home Group and Next Step Realty. And she said, I'm looking for a director of development. And I said, well, that's great. What does that mean?
Right.
So in her eyes, it meant building partnerships, really being a brand ambassador for the team, going out and creating networks, and ultimately bringing in referral business for James and Kelly.
Right.
And they were just growing. They were growing, and they saw a need for it. They wanted to spend more time really working with their agents, growing the brokerage, working with their current clients, because they're also elite agents.
Right.
So Kelly said, well, who do you know? I said, well, I'd love to come to talk to you about this.
Wow.
And she called me, and she said, shut up. This is, come on in.
Right place, right time.
I got really lucky.
Do you think a lot of the skills that you learned in the automotive business translate to what you're trying to do in real estate?
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that I brought was my network. Over the past 20-some years, I've met a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of people have come and gone, but there have been some that really stuck with me. And I came in just knowing how to talk to people. I've been a nice person my whole life, I think, right?
Yes.
Have I been nice?
1,000%.
Okay, so
it's the only way I know you.
that's just the way I like to do business.
Right.
I'm a good person. I'm honest, and I've known Kelly for years when she was in the media business. So it was kind of a really interesting connection from the start. And I said, okay, well, let's do this. Let's change it up.
That's great. No, it's great. And I think knowing you, I think you have the personality for it.
Thank
just
you.
You are well liked, and you are friendly and nice. And I think all of it starts from your network and growing out in anything you're
Right.
doing.
Exactly. And I've grown a lot in the past 9 months, and I've learned a lot about real estate. I knew nothing about real estate when I came in,
Right.
but I knew people. I knew how to work with people. I knew
Right.
how to establish relationships and nurture them.
And those skills translate to any business.
Right. Those are things that you really can't be taught. It has to be just really like from the get-go.
Before I went to law school and before, I got into the title world, I really wanted to go into like hotel restaurant management. And I wanted to, because I love people. I love customer service, which translates to what I do.
And that would be, right, exactly.
So, I wanted to be in Las Vegas or Hawaii or something like that. And I really didn't want to move around in life so much. But the same people skills translate to what I do every day.
They do, right. You get that interaction. You network
Right.
just as much as I do. So you're out there. You're helping people
Right.
in the end. And
Right.
that's what I'm here for,
And
too.
in the end, listen, maybe you're not always at the finish line with the agent, but to bring that relationship in, to then have them buy or sell a dream home, whatever it is, has to be a good feeling.
It is. It's really, it's special and it's exciting. You get that thrill, that rush.
Right.
Because again, not knowing about the real estate world, I wasn't sure what I was really getting myself into, but I learned by listening to the agents, going on appointments with agents, and just the knowledge that Kelly and James have really just opened my eyes up.
That's great.
And I actually just sold my home
That's great.
with Kelly a few months ago.
That's great.
So
Congratulations.
thank you.
It's it's interesting, and I find that Baltimore specifically, or the Maryland area, so many like communities that really just the relationships grow and they kind of snowball by knowing one person, 10 to know 20 to know 50.
Right. It's that 6 degrees.
Which
of,
of Kevin Bacon.
it really is.
Kevin Bacon or real estate.
Seriously.
I don't know, either way. So when you're not working, when you're not doing real estate, I know you have a family. What are you guys into? What do you guys like to do?
We're really big into sports. So most of our weekends really are spent on a baseball field or a soccer field.
That's great. Amen.
Which I love because I was brought up with a huge passion for sports. I played sports through high school, college. Sports have always been a big part of
What'd you play? What
I
sport?
played field hockey in college.
Nice.
So I played Division II field hockey.
Nice.
I was a goalie.
Did you wear a ton of pads?
I
when
wore
you
a
were the goalie?
ton of pads. It was.
So you're like kind of,
Yeah.
can you run in those or not really?
You can, but it's really uncomfortable.
Hot, I'm sure, in the
It's
summer.
really hot.
That's crazy.
So, but it was, again, sports is just, it's a passion of
Right.
mine. And my daughter loves sports.
That's great.
So I guess in our free time when we're not on the field,
Watch movies?
we're not real movie
Okay.
watchers. We just like to spend time together.
That's
we
nice.
just have fun. We
That's
like to go
nice.
on walks. We live downtown in Canton.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a lot to do within walking distance.
That's great.
So even though they're city kids,
Right.
they live just like this wonderful life. They have so many friends.
Right.
We have so many get-togethers.
That's great. No, it's nice to hear. It's always nice to hear what people do outside of work. And so much during the week, I'm trapped talking to people about a file, a closing, a transaction. So
Right.
that's why I love this podcast, when I get to sit down with people and kind of expand that conversation.
Right, because again, it's not just real estate. It's like we're people.
Hey, I'm
like
going to pay you an extra just for saying that,
seriously,
right?
I feel like they should get a cut
Right,
of this.
you
This
will.
is wonderful.
All the money you're making. We're actually,
Right.
we're actually going to take a break, and we're going to have a word from our sponsors.
Okay. I'm Lori Connolly, Director of Development with the W Home Group of Next Up Realty. We are Maryland's #1 local residential real estate brokerage with offices in Timonium, Fells Point, and Annapolis. We're here for your buying and selling needs. Please visit us online at thewhomegroup.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Terrain Title and Escrow Company. Terrain Title and Escrow Company is a full-service title company handling all transactions from residential to complex commercial. Please reach us at www.terraintitle.com. Would you say that you're a beach person? Are you a beach person?
Oh, I am the beach person.
So when you go to the beach, can you just sit there all day?
If I didn't have my children, yes.
So in a magical world, you could just put a chair and just sit there all day.
day. Sit by the water, yes, with a book on my phone and zone out.
I love the ocean. I love when the water's blue. I love the sand, but I can't just sit there all day.
What do you do? What would you?
I could throw a ball. Like
Okay.
once I'm done throwing a ball, I'm like, I'm done.
Could you walk on the beach?
I could walk on the beach.
Okay,
I could
that's
walk around the
good.
beach. I just can't. Like, I've never been a guy. I remember being a kid going to Ocean City, Maryland, with my family. If you
Yeah.
remember, the sand was so hot, and there were so many people.
Oh, I know. We still go to Ocean City. We still.
Yeah, but I just remember as a kid,
Yeah.
the feeling of walking from where you were staying to
to your
right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if my parents didn't give me flip flops or sandals.
I didn't have it either.
Right.
So you're running really fast. Your
Right,
feet are going like a mile a minute.
It was insane. But then you go to a beach that's like, let's say, not Ocean City, Maryland, where it's a little more open. We were in North Carolina, and there was less people, and I liked it because it was like I wasn't hopping over people, tripping over coolers.
I like the people around. I think it's like I love to people watch. So it's really good to see like what other people are doing.
Right.
And
You ever see this movie? You know John Candy, the actor?
Yeah.
Remember Summer Rental?
Yes.
So Summer Rental reminds me of like what I think of the beach.
Okay.
If anyone hasn't seen it, it's a great John Candy movie. So funny how hot the sand was. I was getting sunburned. It was like real crazy out there. What other trips do you like to take beyond the beach? Family, if there were kids, no kids, where would you like? Where'd you guys like to go?
Well, we like to go to the Outer Banks. We're big Outer Banks fans. We've recently started to go to Mexico for spring break for the kids. So we've been to Cancun twice, which was awesome, and the kids had a ball.
I've never been to
It
Mexico.
is an all-inclusive is the only way to go.
Right.
And then my husband and I run. I'm a marathon runner.
Oh, wow.
We usually go from city to city so I can run a marathon every year.
Are you going to run one this year? Or you
I
already
am.
have?
I'm running New York.
Wow. So when you train, are you training every day, or is it?
No. So I train 4 days a week, and my training starts next week. So I have one more week of relaxation before it really starts up.
So do you go from 0 miles to 10 miles? Like, how does it work when you build up for a marathon?
It's a progression. So you do 3 days a week at 3 miles each, and then you have a long run on a Saturday or Sunday, and that's usually like anywhere between 6 miles and 20 miles.
That's crazy.
So, but it's a slow build up. It's an 18-week.
Is it easy once you build up? Is it easy for you to run 20 miles?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Because I've never been a marathon runner.
You forget. You just lose yourself. You just run. You have music. I run around Baltimore. So I'll run from my house in Canton to Locust Point, kind of go through Fed Hill. So I get to see all the little areas.
That's fun.
You have all these like really friendly reminders, like the smell of the bread from the bakery, and it's a peaceful morning.
That's nice.
It's peaceful 4 hours
I feel
of
like
running.
you should work for like the Office of Tourism, the way you just.
I know, really. Maybe I should have.
Do you ever hook a camera to yourself?
No.
You should.
Occasionally, I'll put my phone video on and look at myself, and I'm like, ooh, that's.
Well, I mean, like you could hook
rough.
one like where people see out.
That's not a bad idea.
A GoPro or something.
That's a great idea.
You should do it.
I'm going to make a note of that.
And I'm going to tell you you should buy the website. Lori Runs Baltimore. You'll make millions.
I bet
and then
would.
I get 10% royalties.
I agreed. We totally go on
royalties
together,
back.
right?
Right, exactly. I always say this to people. I'm always like, you should do this, but then I'm like make myself their agent, but then we never do the idea.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
It's a good question. I like sports as well. So I mean, I like to go to the gym. I like watching baseball and football.
You're an Orioles fan. You're
big Baltimore and Maryland guy. So I went to College Park, but of course an Orioles, Terps, and Ravens fan, like probably most people that are watching this right now.
Yeah.
And I love to go to the ball game. Playing stuff with my kids, sports, whatever. Going for hikes. I might go for a hike today.
Oh, good.
It's fun. I like walking in nature. It's very calming.
Where do you usually walk?
All around it, in the area, whether it's Oregon Ridge or Soldier's Delight or anything else. I try and look on, there's this app for trails, I think.
There's a lot of really cool trails here.
A lot of fun.
They're undiscovered.
NCR is a good one, obviously.
Yeah, the NCR is great.
Which is fun. So I like that kind of stuff. Yeah. Hang out with family and friends when I can. But work, is demanding. So
it is.
I kind of squeeze all my fun into the weekends.
Yeah, same. That's what I do too. I try to have a good balance of it, though. I think that's really important to have a good work-life balance.
Of course. And, who I am in my work life is similar to who I am in my personal life, that I love helping people. And, I'm the same. Everyone's like, David, you're always so positive. And that's true.
You are. You've been positive.
I want you to, you were my witness. Do you remember me back then?
You were always so nice.
Thank
you were
you.
just a nice person.
I didn't bring you here just to hear compliments, but I wanted people to know that I've at least never changed.
No, you don't change. Some people never change.
Right.
And that's a really good thing. It's a good thing to just kill them with kindness.
Right. I think so. I think for me, I'm just wired that way, and I think you are as well.
I think I am
when you're
too.
a friendly person, you're a friendly person, and even though bad things come, you kind of glass half full and move on.
Right. I mean, I've never, as far as I know, I've never met anybody that doesn't like me. I don't think, at least to my face.
I never met anyone that doesn't like you either.
But you never know. I mean, there could be that one person.
Right. There's always
like,
that one person that's like in their basement, like plotting,
exactly.
revenge on you.
I hope not.
No, I don't think
that
so.
list.
I doubt it. I doubt it. So, as far as what 2022 looks like for the W Home Group and for what you're doing, what types of things are you doing to get into the community, to meet new people, and all that kind of good stuff?
Well, one thing about the W Home Group and next step as a brokerage is that we are really, really focused on our clients and the community.
Mm-hmm.
So last night we actually had a food truck festival
I
at
heard
our
about it.
Timonium
Mm-hmm.
office, and I think there may have been 400 or 500 people, maybe even more.
That's crazy.
I don't even
wow,
know.
to get a turnout like that is crazy.
And it's not just about, like, it's about family. So we had a moon bounce, we had a face painter, we had 4 food trucks lined up, and we footed the bill. Like, that's just how we like to give
nice.
back to our community, because it's been really good to us.
Right.
Throughout the year, we also partner with a few different charities. We have a Halloween trunk or treat.
Wow.
We just want to be out there. We want to be known for just, we're good people to work with.
Right.
And it's really incredible, because they're the real deal. They really are. They're the Kelly and James, they are running a class act brokerage, and really fortunate.
It's really nice when people work in the community and help the community, and obviously are in business to do their thing, but certainly people see that they're good people doing good things that people enjoy as well.
Right, and it's just been a pleasure the past 9 months being part of this, because they're continuing to grow.
Right. No, that's great. I'm sure they're excited to have you, and I'm sure you're going to help take them to another level as well.
I hope so. I mean, this is a position they created specifically for me.
Wow.
And, it's a slow process, but
Like everything.
But I really see this huge potential.
I have no doubt that you're going to be very successful, and really it's a pleasure to have you
And
here.
we got reconnected again.
I know.
This, so
Thank you for coming into our industry.
I know. Things work for strange reasons.
Yes, it does.
Really good reasons.
And you're a wonderful guest, and I'd love to have you back if you can in the future.
Of course, I would love to.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, and thank you everyone out there for watching the Not Real Estate Podcast.